Hi there, it's Friday the 5th of June 2020, and this is the last day that we're looking at some of the Bible stories about lockdown or restrictions which people have faced. We've looked at people who have been down a hole, in a cave, in prison, locked down or restricted in geographical physical locations. But today, and for our last story, we're thinking about a different kind of lockdown. Somebody who was locked down in their own heart. Somebody perhaps whose life had things happen in it that caused them to shut down their heart. And so they didn't know love. And they were looking for love, to give and receive love. This was a woman, and she was there during the time of King Solomon. And actually she fell in love with King Solomon himself. And King Solomon speaks to her and says that he loves her too, but that her heart is shut down. But she opens up her heart and she finds that love that she has so longed for. Let me read the story. It's a beautiful story and it's found in the Song of Solomon. And it begins with the woman relating the first time that she saw King Solomon. Who is this coming up from the desert like a column of smoke, perfumed with myrrh and incense made from all the spices of the merchant? Look, it is Solomon's carriage, escorted by 60 warriors, the noblest of Israel, all of them wearing the sword, all experienced for battle, each with his sword at his side, prepared for the terrors of the night. King Solomon made for himself the carriage. He made it of wood from Lebanon, its posts he made of silver, its base of gold. Its seat was upholstered with purple, its interior lovingly inlaid by the daughters of Jerusalem. Come out, you daughters of Zion, and look at King Solomon wearing the crown. She was obviously captivated by him. Here's his response. How delightful is your love, my sister, my bride. How much more pleasing is your love than wine, and the fragrance of your perfume than any spice. Your lips drop sweetness as the honeycomb, my bride. Milk and honey are under your tongue. The fragrance of your garments is like that of Lebanon. You are a garden locked up, my sister, my bride. You are a spring enclosed, a sealed fountain. King Solomon saw her, later fell in love with her, tried to woo her, but there was something that was still locked up within her heart. Solomon likened her to a garden that was shut with a gate, the garden of her heart. But something happened to her, and this is what happened. She says, I slept, but my heart was awake. Even when somebody's heart is locked up because of the things of life, our hearts are never dead. They're still listening. They are still alert, still awake, still wanting somebody to come and rescue them and love them. We all want that in our lives. She says, I slept, but my heart was awake. Listen, my lover is knocking. And this is Solomon who comes looking for her. And he says, open to me, my sister, my darling, my dove, my flawless one. My head is drenched with dew, my hair with the dampness of the night. And to this she replies, I've taken off my robe. Must I put it on again? I've washed my feet. Must I soil them again? My lover thrust his hand through the latch opening. My heart began to pound for him. I arose to open for my lover, and my hands dripped with myrrh, my fingers with flowing myrrh on the handles of the lock. I opened for my lover, but my lover had left. He was gone. My heart sank at his departure. I looked for him but did not find him. I called him but he did not answer. The watchmen found me as they made their rounds in the city. They beat me, they bruised me, they took away my cloak, those watchmen of the walls. O daughters of Jerusalem, I charge you, if you find my lover, what will you tell him? Tell him, I am faint with love. She rose up from her bed, but he was gone. She searched for him. She was desperate for that love. She was ready to open her heart to him. And she was faint with love. And if you read on in the story, you realise that eventually she finds him. And eventually they are able to be together. And you know, Jesus, he is the greatest lover the world has ever known. He is the one that knocks on the doors of our heart. He knocks in your heart. He just wants you to open up your heart, to ease the restrictions, to come out of the lockdown in your heart. Let him in, and he will come, and he will live with you, and he will bless you and love you forever.